Welcome to Pop Culture Icons. I'm your host, Maya Starr. Today on Pop Culture Icons, what if I told you the very thing you avoid could unlock your greatest potential? Today, we explore Robert De Niro's journey into the shadows and how his controversial methods, though isolating, sparked a legacy of truth that changed acting forever. But what happens when the characters he embodies start blurring the lines of his own reality? And is the price too high? Have you ever stared into a mirror and wondered who was really looking back? For Robert De Niro, this wasn't just an idle question. It was the core of his existence, the driving force behind a career that would revolutionize acting and challenge our understanding of identity itself. Picture a weathered hand moving methodically through clay, shaping and reshaping, searching for truth in formless matter. The year is 2023, and De Niro isn't on a movie set. He's in a quiet studio, wrestling with a sculpture that bears an uncanny resemblance to his own tortured expression. This moment captures the essence of his journey, an artist forever caught between being himself and becoming someone else. The streets of New York's Little Italy in the 1940s were alive with possibility. For young Bobby De Niro, they were also alive with characters. While other children played stickball, you'd find him watching, always watching. The son of two artists, his father a renowned painter, his mother a skilled sculptor, he inherited not their mediums, but their obsession with capturing the truth of human experience. In his parents' studio, amid the sharp scent of turpentine and the soft scratch of brushes on canvas, Bobby learned his first and most crucial lesson. Observation is the key to understanding. He'd spend hours studying the way light played across his father's paintings, how his mother's hands could coax emotion from cold stone. These weren't just artistic techniques. They were ways of seeing beneath the surface, past the masks people wear. In school, while classmates practiced their multiplication tables, he practiced mimicry. He'd catch a gesture here, an expression there, collecting them like others collected baseball cards. This peculiar habit made him an outsider, but it also made him something else, an observer of human nature with an almost supernatural ability to inhabit other souls. The rejection came early and often. Casting directors would look at this quiet, intense young man and see someone who didn't quite fit. Too intense for comedy, too thoughtful for simple roles. But what they saw as limitations, De Niro recognized as his greatest strength. Each no pushed him deeper into his craft, forcing him to refine his approach to character building. By the early 1970s, New York City had become a crucible of creative experimentation. In the smoky back rooms of the actor's studio, under the guidance of Lee Strasberg, De Niro began to forge his legendary method. This wasn't just acting. This was archaeology of the soul. For each role, he would dig deeper, push further, blur the lines between performance and reality until they ceased to exist. For Mean Streets, his breakthrough role, De Niro didn't just play Johnny Boy, he became him. He walked the streets of Little Italy for hours, absorbing the rhythm of the neighborhood, the way people moved, talked, lived. The character wasn't a creation. He was an excavation, a truth waiting to be uncovered. When The Godfather Part II came calling, De Niro didn't just learn his lines. He lived in Sicily for months, absorbing the dialect, the mannerisms, the very essence of a young Vito Corleone. The Oscar he won wasn't just for acting, it was for becoming. But with this triumph came a profound realization: each role would demand more, take more, consume more of his own identity. For Taxi Driver, he drove a cab through New York's meanest streets for weeks. For Raging Bull, he gained 60 pounds and learned to box until his hands bled. Each transformation extracted its pound of flesh, not just physically, but emotionally. The line between Robert De Niro and his characters began to blur, creating a maze of identities from which escape became increasingly difficult. If you're enjoying pop culture icons, please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code for our free 7-day email course, The Fame Formula. Discover how unknowns like Elon, Taylor Swift, and Beyoncé became cultural phenomena. Now, back to the episode. These words, spoken by De Niro years later, carry the weight of hard-won wisdom. The pursuit of perfection in his craft came at a steep personal cost. Relationships strained, marriages faltered. The very intensity that made him brilliant on screen made him distant in real life. Directors and fellow actors watched in awe and concern as he disappeared into roles with an almost frightening completeness. For Cape Fear, he paid a dentist $5,000 to grind down his teeth, making them jagged and menacing. The physical transformation was stunning, but it was the psychological metamorphosis that truly unsettled those around him. By the 1980s, De Niro had reached a pinnacle few actors ever achieve, but success brought its own demons. Looking in the mirror became an exercise in uncertainty. Which face was real? The method actor had become so adept at wearing masks, he sometimes struggled to find his own. Yet in this crisis lay a profound truth about human nature. We are all, in our way, method actors. We play different roles: parent, professional, friend, lover, switching between them as seamlessly as De Niro moved between characters. The difference is that he had the courage to acknowledge this fundamental human truth and turn it into art. Today, De Niro's influence extends far beyond his filmography. He showed us that authenticity isn't about maintaining a single, unchanging self. It's about having the courage to explore all the selves within us, even the darkest ones. His journey teaches us that our greatest strength often lies in what others perceive as our strangest qualities. So here's your challenge, drawn from De Niro's remarkable life. Stop trying to find yourself. Start creating yourself. Like De Niro in that quiet studio, shaping clay with weathered hands, you must be willing to break down and rebuild, to question and explore, to embrace the different faces of your own nature. This isn't about acting. It's about living authentically in a world that often demands we wear masks. The question isn't whether you wear masks, we all do. The question is whether you have the courage to acknowledge them, understand them, and use them to create something meaningful, just as De Niro did. Remember, the most powerful transformations often begin with a simple willingness to look in the mirror and really see who's looking back. All of them, every shadow, every light, every possibility. That's not just De Niro's legacy. It's your invitation. On the next episode of Pop Culture Icons, imagine if the man who mastered the art of transforming into his characters now faced an icon who revolutionized the way women transform themselves. After exploring Robert De Niro's journey into the depths of method acting, you won't believe what happened when we step into Coco Chanel's story next week. This fashion trendsetter broke boundaries, but not without leaving her own mark on society. Don't miss how this leading lady challenged norms and changed the game in our upcoming episode on fashion trendsetters. Please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code, or follow the pinned link to get our free 7-day email course, The Fame Formula. 7 days, 7 brilliant tactics. Learn the mindset to go from invisible to influential using the dark arts of fame engineering. Click the video that just popped up to watch the next one in this series. Or for episode summaries, behind-the-scenes info, and more, go to daily8.com/PCI. Thanks for watching.